3, 4. Hey guys, Dan here from Your Guitar Academy, and today I'm going to show you this really cool quick lick. It's all based around a major 7th arpeggio. I'm going to show you how to play it, the arpeggio it comes from, and also just how you might want to start using this in your playing. So first things first, let's just talk a little bit about the tone. I'm here with a very lovely James Collins style guitar. It's kind of got this kind of semi-hollow feel to it, although it's pretty thick wood, so it really does resonate very nicely. Obviously, this is kind of a bit of a kind of jazzy, mellow, lounge kind of vibe, as you can hear. So this kind of felt like the right guitar to pick up for that. I'm also using a Amplitude X Space pedal just to get a really nice bit of reverb. And really that's it. It's going through the Kemper, which has got a kind of Fender Twin style amp in it. So everything's very clean, everything's very pretty, but there's nothing more to it really than that. So it's quite an easy tone to replicate, very simple. Now then, with that said, let's talk about the actual lick itself. So if I just do this quite slowly, this lick sounds like this. Okay, I'll do it again. Okay, so we're moving quite a lot across the fretboard here, but it's actually a pretty simple lick. All it is a C major 7 arpeggio. Slight difference at the end, but I'll talk about that in a second. But the C major 7 arpeggio is a great arpeggio to use. You know, it just gives you that extra thing. Obviously, the major 7th arpeggio is built using a root, a 3rd, a 5th, a major 7, and then a root again. Okay, and it's that 7th degree in it that adds that kind of relaxed, kind of loungy feel that I'm looking for with this. A pretty feel, if you will. But all I'm doing is just to make it a bit more interesting than just going up and down, you know, one particular box of this scale, as I'm moving it across the fretboard, right? It's a really nice way to move from one position to another in your improvising, in your soloing. So in this instance, I'm kind of highlighting and starting off around the root note of C on the D string. Okay. Once I've got that, I kind of go a semitone back to find the 7th, and I kick off from there. Okay. So now you want to be trying to follow the intervals of the C major 7th arpeggio. So you've got 7, root, major 3rd, then we've got the 5th, then the 7th, then the root, then the 3rd, then the 5th, and then up to the 7th, and that's about as high as we're going to get in this, okay? So let me just do that for you nice and slowly. So, okay? So there's quite a lot of movement, so you really got to get used to kind of just shifting the position 3 times here. So position 1 is here. Position 2, you shift the whole hand across to here. And position 3, you shift the whole hand like this, okay? Now, what I also like to do always is trying to relate it to pentatonic shapes. So this is based around my kind of box 3. Box 3. Then when I'm in this position, it's box 4. And then when I'm in this position, it's box 5, okay? That really helps me kind of ground the whole thing. So yes, I am doing an arpeggio, but equally, I'm still seeing those pentatonic boxes across, so that when I come out of the arpeggio, I do this last little lick, which is much more based around the pentatonics, okay? So at the end of this lick, we're literally going to come, so from that highest note, we come back down, and then I'm in box 5 of my pentatonic. I'm going to go, which is the blues note. Still works in major. It's a little bit harder to hear in major, but it definitely still works as long as you're using it very much as a passing note. Then I'm here on the root, back, and then the root again, okay? So if you put all of that together, you get this. Which is a lovely little lick. And again, look how far I've come across the fretboard. You know, if I was then to continue my improvisation, I'm right up here. up using those kind of pentatonic shapes. So I really like this way of moving through a major 7th arpeggio. And in terms of using it, obviously this works really nicely over the root chord of the key. So let's say the root chord was the C major, or C major 7. It's going to fit perfectly over that. Equally, it's going to fit really nicely over the 4 chord of the key. It's even going to have more of a kind of Lydian vibe when you play over the 4 chord, because of course the 4th degree of the scale is a Lydian mode, okay? So I'm still using my C major 7th arpeggio, but just over the 4 chord. Therefore, I get this kind of slightly different vibe. It actually sounds really, really cool. I'll demonstrate that with a looper. So if I've got the 1 chord, and then the 4 chord, just like that, and back to the 1. So the 1 chord, then the 4 chord. Sounds good? Over both, and the 4 chord. Okay, so you can hear how it has a slightly different vibe over each of those chords, but they're the easiest places to put it because okay, I'm in the key of C, I'm going to play my C major 7th arpeggio. When it does start to move through the chords in the key of C, honestly, it will work over all of them, but I would try to use it, highlight it over the 1 and the 4, and around that you can kind of use your C major scale, you can use your C major pentatonics, whatever else you want to use. So that's the idea, and what we'll do just to demonstrate that is me and Ollie will just do a quick jam here, just going through those 2 chord shapes exactly as I've done there, and using this lick amongst the other improvisation to see how you might then go away and get it into your playing. 1, 2, 3, 4. Thank you so much for watching, and if you'd like to get access to the interactive tab for this lick, join our YJ Club. Plus, if your guitar learning is moving slower than you like, or you're struggling for focus, our YJ Club is exactly what you need. With custom learning pathways, an awesome website, progress tracking, and access to our community of students and mentors, you have everything you need to achieve your guitar goals. We'll see you there.